Hey everyone, so I've added some new things onto my Mercari page for those of you all who are interested. I've been asked from time to time about Mercari, so I just decided to make a little intro to let you see and give you an idea of what I have available on there. Of course, I have makeup, which is what I'm known for. I have some skincare, some body care. I'm going to be adding more fragrance soon, and of course y'all know I recently decluttered my closet this year, so I have quite a few pieces of clothing for anyone interested since you love my fashion shorts. So I thought I'd pop on over, let you see what I have to offer, and for anyone who's interested, you can check it out after the video is over. But for now, let's get started with today's video, which I hope you enjoy. What's up everyone, it is your girl Gelbeauty-QM here, aka Grace, and today we're gonna get into part 2 of my best makeup products of 2024 complexion edition. So this time we're gonna do blushes, bronzers, and highlighters, then we'll do lips, eyeshadow, and then fragrances. So I don't think I'm gonna do body care and skincare this year. You all don't seem to really care when I do that. You can comment down below and tell me if you're interested or not though, because I noticed some of you all told me that you like the way my skin was clearing up, and I have been adding certain things to my routine to help like dissipate my dark spots that I have going on. So you can let me know down below if you're interested. But without further ado, let's get into this video. However, if you do like certain content like complexion videos, eyeshadow palette reviews, fragrance reviews, and of course a good fashion moment, I do fashion shorts twice a week. I'm trying to dive into the fashion world a little bit upon request. Someone asked me about a year ago to do it, so I started doing it pretty regularly. You all seem to enjoy it, which I'm happy about. I've done like 3 long form videos. I did one on TJ Maxx, since I give you shorts for them every week. I did one on this brand called Johansson that I found out about from a whole Kylie Jenner scandal. I think I did a video on it. I'm not sure. If I did, it should be linked in that Johansson video below. In the description box of that video. And then I did one for my fashion forward girlies who don't like to spend a whole bunch of money on pieces, but you want some layering pieces to go with your more expensive things. I did a video on Forever 21 as well. So without further ado, let's get into this. But make sure you hit the subscribe button if you like any of the things I talked about onto this video. So I got my little bags of Sephora bags for each one. So we're gonna start with my blushes. So one thing that actually surprised me was this duality palette from Adept Cosmetics. You can use code Gelbeauty87 at Adept's website in order to pick up this or anything else from Adept that you're interested in. I recently did an eyeshadow video on them for their Vivet palette from the holidays. That should have popped up with my face right now while we're talking. But back to the blush palette. I thought this was amazing. I love the color story of this. I feel like it gives nice, you know, like spring summer vibes with the tones that she put in here, but I feel like you can still use a little bit of it for fall, because I feel like these 2 tones here would be great for fall, and maybe even the lavenders. I feel like the orange is mainly what I think of when it comes to like the spring and summertime, but I feel like it's just a good all-around blush palette. I like the fact that there's like shimmers that match each blush. So if you want to have a shimmery blush moment and you have oily combination skin like myself, you can have like a powder to put down, and then you can put like the glittery one on top, or you can use them as highlighters. I just thought overall this was a great palette, and I can't wait to see what other face palettes she comes out with. I wasn't necessarily crazy about the cream highlighter palette, so this one is definitely more up my alley. It wasn't that those were bad, it's just I found, I don't know, I don't really like cream highlighter things as a general rule that I feel like dry down as well as other things. So that was my issue with those. But this one is amazing. The eyeshadow palette that goes with this is really nice. Spoiler alert, it'll probably be in my favorite eyeshadow palette of 2024. But I just wanted to start off with this face palette because I just thought it was so phenomenal, and she did such a great job with it. And I think that's the first like blush palette she came out with, and I was thoroughly impressed. So I meant to do the liquids first and then do the powder, but since we're on to the powders, we'll just finish off with the liquids and then move on. Next we have the buttermilk blushes from NYX. I have like 3 of these. I want to get more, but I'm like, I'm trying to be good. These are very pigmented, so just keep that in mind. If you don't like a very pigmented blush, I feel like you wouldn't like these, because you're gonna have to use an extremely light hand in order to get these to sit on the skin in a subtle manner. They go for big bold color. Like I feel like with Janessa, my Dion and I's friend Janessa, if you haven't seen her channel, you should. She is hilarious. But I feel like she would like blushes like this because they're really pigmented, plus they have really vibrant color in them. So I definitely feel like this would be like up her alley, and it has a great price point. That's mainly my concern with it. It has a great price point, and it gives a dupe alternative to those Dior blushes that are like 40 bucks. They're like have this similar finish, but it's hard to pick up in the pan. These are easier to pick up in the pan, which is another reason I love them. However, I did still put the Dior blushes in here just because I like the new colors they came out with. So this is Poppy Coral, and this is Bronze Glow. So I feel like they came out with Bronze Glow for people who wanted to get like a neutrally-ish brown blush, and like the original one, Mahogany, was much too deep for them. Mahogany is like a blush bronzer combination product for someone with my skin tone, so imagine someone of a lighter skin tone trying to wear it. So I feel like they made this one just for people who are like tan, medium, you know, and light to kind of like wear as a blush bronzer combination when they're in a rush, because I feel like this is more of their speed. I like it though, and it still works for me. Like I feel like this would be a good winter blush bronzer combination for me, and then like Mahogany obviously would be better in the summer for me, and it's still a little dark then. So I really like that they're diversifying their blushes, because I feel like initially when they came out with the 2 shades they did, it was like it wasn't really inclusive, it wasn't really doing too much, and the formula was just kind of like, it wasn't bad, it was nice, it was just, you know, I've always hated the fact that these are so hard in the pan. So I feel like I like the NYX ones more just because they're easier to pick up. The only thing is you have to be light-handed with them. So if you want a similar effect to these blushes that is easy to pick up, then pick up the NYX ones. If you prefer the the Dior one, just because it picks up, it takes a longer to pick up, which means it's easier to control, then you might like these better. Again, this is Poppy Coral, but they do have shades that match some of these. I did a whole video comparing the Dior ones to the NYX ones to give you an idea and see how the finishes and all that stuff I was talking about was the same. So if you're interested, make sure you go check that out. Next we have this House Labs one in Fire Moon. Initially my bestie Dionluvsmakeup told me that this might not necessarily work for me, but it ended up working out nicely, and I like to put this on top of brown or neutral tone blushes that are a little too deep. For example, if I wanted to wear Mahogany in the wintertime and they didn't have Bronze Glow, Mahogany from Dior, I feel like I could put this on top of it and it would give it a lighter effect, and it would kind of like lighten it up a bit because it would be too dark for me right now. So to me, this is like one I can layer with other blushes that I feel like don't necessarily work for me or might be too pigmented. You put this on and it'll give a more neutral effect to the skin. It does build up nicely on its own though, so if I wanted to wear it on its own, it would give a subtle blush. It wouldn't just give as much of a bronze blush as say Dior Glow, sorry, the Bronze Glow would give, or Mahogany would give. So this is one I would just use as a topper, or if it's like I'm really not feeling like having too much blush, then I'd put this on because you wouldn't be able to see it too well, but you would know I have on some form of blush. That's the type of blush that gives. So if you're Dionluvsmakeup shade or even Karen Harris' shade, I feel like it would be a great shade of blush for you as your like your skin with better blush for when you like want to do a no makeup situation. I really enjoy it though. And then Kosas came out with their blushes this year. This is Adrenaline. I bought the 3-pack as well, and I've been using all those and nicely. I actually used one of these blushes with the Duality palette from Adept that looked really nice, but this is Adrenaline. This is more of like the reddish fuchsia-ish like tone shade. I feel like this would go really nicely with their pink shade because their pink shade is a little ashy on me, but I feel like mixed with this it'll work out nicely. So that's why I went ahead and bought the set, because I figured I had other blushes that would work well with it, and I turned out being right. I love the formula of these. I like the fact that they have that marbled effect and they're baked, so that way you don't have to spend a lot of money, because like I feel like these are definitely cheaper than the Hourglass ones, and they're giving like the same effect in my personal opinion. So I personally feel like I prefer these over Hourglass. Plus we know I don't really rock with Hourglass like that because I feel like they're not as pigmented and they're kind of high for what they give. So that's a great Hourglass alternative in my personal opinion. Now I have not tried them side by side with Hourglass. I can do that if you're interested. Let me know. Or matter of fact, I think I might have done that. I've done so many dupe videos throughout this year because you all love a good dupe for me, so I don't remember. If you're liking the video so far, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. But I have quite a few bougie ones this year if you haven't noticed. So I have the Intense Ruby from Gucci. I love a good Gucci blush. I usually buy the intense ones though, so I have like Intense Plum, Warm Berry, and then this one right here, which is Intense Ruby. I got rid of the other ones I had. I had a peach one and I had a pink one, but I just found that the intense ones I felt like were more pigmented and worked better for my skin tone. So that's why I usually stick with ones that say intense now, or it's like a really deep toned shade, because since theirs are like, you know, lightly pigmented as well and you have to build them up, I didn't want to build up too much and then they start having like a white cast and kind of an ash effect. So I stick to darker colors when it comes to them, but they do have a very beautiful formula and looks very nice and filtered into the skin when you do wear them. Okay, y'all, let's get into these liquids. This is the last bougie expensive one I have for the blushes. This is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Cheek Tint. I got the cherry one. I think it's called Hot Cherry if I remember correctly. I love the shade of this. Forgive me, my I think it's backwards. I don't know why I've been twisting it all this time. It hasn't been working, but I love the formula on these. I was concerned about it being kind of like liquidy and not necessarily working very well, but it surprised me very much, and I was extremely flattered and excited with the surprise I got. Plus I had the matching red powder to go with it, so that just gives it an extra chef's kiss moment to it. I'm actually ordering the highlighter today because it's the last day of the Sephora sale, November the 15th when I'm filming this, so I have to order myself like tonight. So when I get done with this video, I'm gonna order that and then do some more eye looks. If you like my eye look, can you tell which one is which? I did a battle of the Uten's holiday palette, the very first one, Merry Christmas, and then Silvery Bliss, and so I have each one of those on my eyes. You can comment down below and tell me which one you think looks best, and I don't think that video will go up before this one, but you know, I'm not sure. Anyway, back to this. The formula on this is just beautiful. Like, it's not really watery. It's a nice like creamy S type texture, but it's not really thick, and it blends out very nicely onto the skin. And then with the matching powder, it's just chef's kiss. But the matching powder didn't come out this year, which is why I didn't show it to you this year. I'm pretty sure the Giorgio Armani blushes didn't come out this year. I feel like they came out last year. If I'm wrong, my bad, and I do recommend them. It's just I feel like they came out last year. Let's get into these last two blushes, and then we will head on over to the cream and liquid and powder bronzers. So last two I have are more affordable. So I have the Juvia's Place in Marigold Glow. So these are the glowing blushers, if you will, or blush lighters. I think they're called blush lighters. So I only got this shade. I do like them though, so I could see myself getting more shades in the future because I like the fact that it has like that glittery effect inside of it, in addition to it being a blush, so it's like a glittery blush in liquid form. I thought that was really cute and cool. So if you want to have the best of both worlds, you don't have time to put on highlighter, this might be a good alternative for you. It's a great formula. It's a great price point. You can find these at Ulta, so you know you can use a coupon and get a good deal. So that's why I wanted to include some affordable things, just because I'm like, I feel like a lot of the stuff was high end, and I wanted to include a little affordable moment. I'm gonna include one of those a filter S type product because I didn't know if I should put it in with the Complexion or if I should put it in with the blush, bronzer, highlighter. But since it has like a glittery highlight S type of effect, I just decided I'd put it in here. So I'll put it towards the end with the highlighters. Just wanted to let you know because I wasn't sure where to put it. Some people use them as highlighters, some people use them as like glow from within complexion thing. So I decided this year to put it in with the highlighters. Random side note. Anyway, the last blush we have to talk about is the Lumilé liquid blush. Now I got one of the glittery blushes from L'Oreal. They have like pigmented ones and then they have glittery ones, but I chose the glittery one because this was the tone I like. This is Glowy True Rose 630. This is a really nice formula as well if you wanted something that you could pick up at a drugstore easily and it's more accessible and you're not near Ulta but you're near like a CVS or a Walgreens or a Walmart or a Target. I feel like this one would be a good alternative to the one from Juvia's Place. They give about the same type of formula and they both have a nice glittery look to them when they blend out. I feel like this is like a deeper tone version of Orgasm from NARS, and I feel like if you put like that Orgasm from NARS on top of it, it would give you that extra glittery effect that you're looking for. So I definitely feel like this is one that you would like from the drugstore, and you can actually find it in a drugstore because y'all know a lot of the times I complain about this drugstore stuff and how you don't actually see it in a drugstore, and then I'm mad because I'm like, I want to like, you know, get it from the drugstore, not, you know what I'm saying, it be a drugstore thing and then I have to hunt it down in somebody's store. Like that's always what's so annoying to me about drugstore products, because it's like it's rare that you ever actually find them in a drugstore anymore. So I was happy to report that you can find those in the drugstore. I did try the Maybelline ones, but I didn't like them as much as I like the L'Oreal ones. Random side note, I'm actually wearing one of the Maybelline ones on my face right now. On to the bronzers. Okay, so I have a few cream and liquid ones, then we'll get into the powder ones. I don't have as many as I thought I did, which I guess I should be glad about. Now, one of these things, I feel like it might have came out last year, so if it did, my apologies, do not quote me, but I felt like it came out this year, so that's why I'm talking about it. So we're gonna start off with the most expensive one, the the Victoria Beckham Contour Stylist Sculpt and Detail. So I have the deepest shade that they have. I don't remember what the name of it is. I don't see it on here. Oh, Granite, I believe it might be the name of it. But yeah, so it is a very dark, very nice contour stick. And it's so easy to draw on and easily with easy application, easy to blend out. Like this stick is just amazing. If she ever came to an actual like department store, I'll be so excited because it's like, I hate having to order from online and then wait for everyone when it comes to her products, especially because I'm like, I don't know if I'll necessarily like them as well or not. Even though everything I've tried from her I have liked, it's just more of, I don't know, I wish she would come to like Sephora or like Nordstrom's or somewhere like that where it'd be more accessible and easier for me to get, instead of having to order from her website and do all that stuff, so I could just throw it in the cart with other things. That's honestly my only complaint about Victoria Beckham's stuff. Like, you have to order from her website and her website alone. But I understand like the reasoning behind that, because it's like you have to pay extra. Y'all, I'm sorry, my nose has been running ever since I came back from the store. But it's like, I understand that she has, you know, expenses that she would have to pay in order to be in certain stores, and I understand that's why she doesn't do it. But it's like, I'm hoping in the future that changes and she does. You all can comment down below and tell me if it's like, is she just in stores like in the country that she lives in and not in like American stores, and that's why. But it's like, I want her to come to some American stores so I can like actually get to try the product in person and feel it and all that, as opposed to having to buy it offline. And yes, especially when it comes to Complexion, because I'm really interested in her like concealer she came out with, but I'm like, I don't have to order online and I ordered the wrong shade and then have to try to send it back and go through all that. So that's why I'm a little hesitant about buying stuff from her. Okay, let's get the medium price thing out the way. So we have the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Bronzing and Shaping Serum in the shade Dark. I opted for the shade Dark and not the shade Deep, because I have the cream container in the shade Dark Deep, and then I have the shade Dark in it as well. So I already have a few cream things from him, so I was like, I'll just start off with this shade right here. I liked it a lot. I thought it did a really nice job until I found the e.l.f. Camo Liquid Bronze and Contour in the shade, I feel like this is the shade Tan Deep. Yeah, this is the shade Tan Bronze, and then there's one I believe called Deep or Dark. But both of these to me work in similar manners, and I like the fact that I think e.l.f. has a couple more shades than the Makeup by Mario one. So it's not that Makeup by Mario's isn't nice, because with his, I will give him credit. I think the uniqueness of having this pump to put on there, because it's like you might need to deepen a foundation, and if you add these bronzing drops to it, it's like a multi-purpose type thing. So I can understand the price point of his and why. Plus, obviously, you get more. But I think it's cool that he took that approach as opposed to just being like the e.l.f. one. But the e.l.f. one is more affordable. So it just depends on what exactly you're looking for. I like Mario's because I can put it in my foundation that is like a winter shade and make it a summer shade, perhaps with the bronzing drops that he has. But I can also take it out of the container and use it as, you know, like a wand to put on, the way I can use the e.l.f. one. So I like his because it's multifunction, but I like the e.l.f. one for the price point. I feel like they both are really similar. Again, I've done a video on both of these for anyone who's interested, because y'all know throughout the year, as soon as I find a dupe, I'm rushing trying to get it to you all, so that way I can, you know, help you out and put some coins back in your pocket. Okay, let's get into these bronzers now. I have a couple of luxuries and a couple of like affordable ones, so I tried to give a nice little balance. I don't think I have actually just any mid-range ones this time, which is crazy because I usually have like drugstore, high-end, and then luxury. This year I just have drugstore and luxury. But first, let's get into the, again, another hit from NYX. These are the NYX Buttermelt Bronzers. So the bronzers came out first, then later on they came out with the blushes. I'm waiting for them in 2025 to come out with the highlighters, because I'm definitely intrigued and excited to get my hands on those highlighters. But this is what it looks like on the inside. This is Butter Days. This is the one that's a good alternative for Maui Nights from Becca, if anyone was interested. I'm actually comparing this one to Maui Nights, so Maui Nights from Becca, so you can comment down below and tell me which side of my face you like better. But yeah, these are amazing. Just keep in mind, just like the blushes, the bronzers are very pigmented as well. So these are products that you're gonna have to use a light hand with. As long as you're fine with using a light hand with it, I feel like you should be fine with this product, because it's a great bargain for your wallet, especially because if I could spend like 10 bucks as opposed to spending like 30 or 40, I think I would be happy with that for sure. So I definitely recommend those for anyone who doesn't mind using a light hand, but just keep in mind you're gonna have to use a light hand. Then we have the e.l.f. Primer Infused Matte Bronzer in the shade Sun Soaked. I think this is the second to darkest shade. I believe there's one or two darker shades than my shade, but this is the shade I felt worked best for me. So this is what it looks like. It gives a little bit of like reddish undertone to it, so this is more like one I would wear in the summertime. As you all know, as a general rule, during this time of year I don't like to do red tone bronzers, if you will. So I would probably not wear this throughout this year, or if I did, I'd mix it with another bronzer. Like I'd mix it with what is it, Coco Naughty from Fenty, because that would give me more of a yellowish undertone to the bronzer, which originally I actually did not like. I preferred this, but I think it was because I'm a person who's not really big on change, so it's like, you know, when it changes I get kind of nervous. But I have grown to love Coconauty a lot and prefer to use it in this time of year and these more toward the summertime. But I like the fact that this is primer infused and it's a great price point. However, I will say it took them long enough to come out with bronzer shades deep enough for other people, because I remember when they first came out with that bronzer, I think it was like maybe 1 or 2 shades and that was it, and I was like, so just fuck everybody else who has any melanin, because this was a long time coming. So I will complain about that part because it took long enough for them to come out with it, but I will appreciate the fact that they finally came out with it and they came with a decent shade range. I think this is $7. I know it's under 10 bucks, so I definitely like it. There are other primer infused blushes and bronzers. I don't know what happened with Buxom doing that, because remember they originally came out with the primer infused blush, but then they never came out with any bronzers, and I was like, why didn't y'all come out with bronzers? I don't know what's going on with Buxom. Does anybody know, by the way? I'm just curious why they didn't latch onto that and do it themselves and let Elf come over here and take over and do it all. But, you know, are they going out of business? Does anybody know? Because I heard a few beauty brands are going out of business, and, you know, I'm wondering if they're one of them, since I don't really hear anything about them anymore. And I'm not trying to be shady, I'm just legit curious, like, has anybody heard about them? Because I haven't. Next we have the Beauty Butter Powder Bronzer and the shade Soleil Rich. I believe that's the deepest one they have. They might have had one deeper than that, but I thought Soleil Rich was the deepest one. I know they changed the color on the top. This might be the original one I had. I just know that they came out with a newer shade, which is why I'm including it here, because I told you I like the formula of this product. I just don't like the fact that the shades never seem to go deep enough. And I'm like, if she's a makeup artist, why doesn't she know to make lots of different tones for lots of different people? Or do you just work with a certain clientele of celebrities and that's why you didn't make deeper tones? Like, I'm trying to understand, especially since you're a person in makeup who's supposed to know about undertones and like know how to make up different tones of people, why you always falling short when it comes to the people on my end. That says to me you don't want to cater to us, so that you don't work with those type of clients, so you wouldn't know what undertones they need. Because Makeup by Mario knows what I need, Patrick Thomas doesn't know what I need, and they're celebrity makeup artists too. So I'm just trying to understand what the thought process is behind her, like what is the, I just want to know. Victoria Beckham would come up with it, and she's not even a makeup artist, she's a celebrity, but she still managed to, like, and she's high end, but she realizes that, you know, everyone's money is green, so okay. It's a nice product, but I don't ever really truly recommend it unless, you know, like, you don't mind the fact that it's going to be in such a small component, such a high price, when there are other brands that like or around the same price point that give you way more for your money. Like, for example, this Giorgio Armani, I think it's the same price as that, or that might be more than it. And as you can see, this thing is huge. I have the shade 120, which is the deepest shade they have. This is what it looks like. Although there is a dupe from L'Oreal that is around the same size as this, I will say though this one is deeper and it does do a more blurring and smoothing effect when it comes to the product. But for the price point they're charging, I feel like it should. The L'Oreal one I think is maybe $15 at Walmart, and this one I think is like $50. But again, you see how big this is compared to the Westman Atelier one. Just keep in mind though, this one does have glitter in it, so it's more like Maui Nights and like the NYX Buttermilk bronzer I told you all about. It's gonna give more of that shimmery or satiny glow from within type effect. It's like the blush, it's like the bronzer version of the Dior Glow blushes. That's the best way to describe it. So if you like stuff like that, I feel like you would definitely like this, and it definitely be worth an investment, because see how huge it is. You'd only have to use one bronzer for a year, as long as you don't mind it like having that like glow from within, like blurred effect as bronzer. I feel like this would be perfect for you. I personally love it, and I have used it a lot recently. Like, I've been using it every time I go out this weekend. Like, it's just absolutely stunning. So it was a home run for me. But if you want an alternative, like I said, I did a video on it versus the L'Oreal one and how they looked and all that. It's just my skin tone would probably be the cutoff for that one, whereas I feel like with the one from Giorgio Armani you can get a little bit more like depth, and a couple more skin tones behind me would possibly be able to wear it, as opposed to not being able to wear it. So that's just something to keep in mind. The last bronzer I have to talk about is the All Hours Hyper Bronzer from YSL. Unfortunately, I believe my shade is the deepest shade in this bronzer, so that's the thing I feel like they need to work on, because this is the deepest shade of bronzer. And I mean, once you build it up and blend it in the skin, obviously it oxidizes and looks deeper and works out better for me. I was able to wear this in the summertime, but it's like, again, anybody past my skin tone would not be able to wear it. And again, that's my issue with it. I miss the times when people were trying to make the deepest bronzer, so that way other people that are deeper than me had bronzers and contours and things like that to choose from, because I feel like for a little while that was like the thing, like who's gonna make the deepest bronzer, and I was here for it. I was like, yes, everybody get it deep. Make sure Lupita Nyong'o, you can see her bronzer on her face. So it's like I was here for it, but like then it's like they just quickly abrupted and started on these pink blush train, and we've been there ever since. So I'm just like, I'm gonna need y'all to go back to the bronzers place where, you know, we're making bronzers deep enough for other people besides like me. Because I usually feel like I'm the cutoff when they go with bronzers. Maybe too much mouth if they're feeling like they really out here trying to do it, but it's like I'm gonna need it to be deeper. So I love this product. I love the formula of it. I think it's a great bronzer if you're interested, but I'm gonna just need y'all to make some deeper shades. I just need some deeper shades. Thank you so much. Okay, y'all, so we're into the last category now, which is highlighters. Now, some of these, I couldn't remember if they came out this year or last year, but I found myself using them a lot this year, so that's how they ended up getting thrown in here. A couple of them I feel like were summer collections from the year before, but I bought them this year, so this is a compromising of a lot of stuff I used this year and just highlighters I bought this year. And some I bought last year but wore this year, even though they came out last year, but I caught them on sale, stuff like that. So let's get into it, and then we'll be at the end of this video. I know it's been a minute, but you know, I have a lot of products. So I'm gonna start off with the filter product that I talked about. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury Unreal Skin Sheer Glow Tint Hydrating Foundation Stick. Now I personally didn't see this as a foundation stick just because it's like, it wasn't giving any coverage. It was just really glittery and sparkly. That's why I was like, if this is supposed to be like the Hollywood Flawless filter, then this would be more like a glorified highlighter stick that you could use as like no makeup for people who, you know, have perfect skin basically. I don't have that, so to me this was more like an underpainting for glow from within, but I figured some people used it as a highlighter stick because I think I remember in my comment section somebody telling me that. So I got the shade medium, 12.5 tan. I like this product for just what I described, although it does have some pigmentation to it. If you can see there's quite a bit of glitter in it. I don't know if y'all gonna be able to see it, but I feel like on the top of it, it was just like a lot of glitter. And when I rubbed it onto the skin, it gave quite the glittery finish. So I was kind of just like, I don't necessarily see this as a foundation stick, even though that's what you're trying to make it be. It just seems like a hydrating, like glowy highlighter stick for like underpainting, or possibly for, like I said, your skin but better vibes when you know, want to have a nice your skin but better moment, or a no makeup look. That this was what it gave me, so that's why I put it here. It's a great product. I don't hear a whole bunch of people talking about it, so I don't know if it didn't go off as well as they were hoping it would. I like it for underpainting, and you know, that's what I use it for, but it was good enough to be in here because I do like it. It's just I don't use it the way it's supposed to be traditionally used, I guess. But I don't have perfect skin, so it would make sense that I wouldn't use it that way. Y'all, if you saw the video that I filmed earlier today, you would have seen like there's so much color correcting going on underneath here, honey. Just Anyway, next we have the Berry Pop Cheek Trio. So I remember when this came out, I had mixed feelings about it, but I do like all the colors in here. I do like all the formulas in here. Like the highlighter is really nice. I like this cream product right, I like these two cream products right here. Now I do like to set this with the Gucci Intense Ruby Blush I showed you all earlier. And then I like to use this as an underpaint for this highlighter right here, so you can have that reddish like berry toned effect, but you still get like the reddish champagne looking tones in this palette. So I thought this was really nice. I was very impressed with it, but I'm usually impressed with her face palettes. I feel like she does a great job with her face palettes, which is why I also included the Natasha Denona Golden Highlighter Trio. I love Natasha Denona highlighters. She makes some of my favorite highlighters. So these cream to powder highlighters she came out with were perfect, especially with the tones, because it's like this one I can wear in the summer. This one I can wear in the summer, this one I can put in the inner corner, or this one I can wear like in the winter time because it'll be a little icy, but I can mix it with the champagne and make it work in the winter time, so that way I can wear all 3 year round. So I like when she does palettes like this because it's like it works for everybody. Like I feel like that Fire Moon blush from House Labs, I feel like you can put this on top and make it a blush topper if you're of a lighter skin tone, but you're using that blush as a your skin but better blush. If you want a light touch of this on top of it, you could use this as your highlighter, or this is your highlighter, and I feel like they work nicely. This might be your summer highlighter and this would be your winter highlighter, but I feel like all of them work for all skin tones in just different ways, as opposed to it being like only one skin tone can use one of the highlighters in the palette. So that's what I appreciated about this one. Not to mention I just love Natasha Denona's highlighter formula, so I had to put that in here. Now here's when a couple of them get a little fluffy. I'm not 100% sure if these actually came out this year or not. One of them I feel like didn't, so I'm gonna just put it to the side. But these two, I feel like I bought them last year and I used them this year in the video. So these are the Tom Ford highlighters. I feel like I bought these at the end of 2023 because they were on sale from Tom Ford's summer collection from the year before. And then 2024, I used them in videos to show you all. So we have number 2 Oasis. I love a good Tom Ford highlighter, but I just refuse to pay regular price because they're so outrageous. When they go on sale is when I buy them, so that's why I am behind. But you know, that's okay because these are, I think, $90 a pop, and I think I get these for like 40, so I got 2 for 90. So that was a deal to me. This is the more bronzy tone one with the gold. I think the other one, if I remember correctly, is more champagne or rose gold, or I might be thinking of the winter collection. Don't quote me. But number 1 is Mirage. Okay, so Mirage, I think, is the one that's giving more classic gold, and the other one's giving more bronzy gold from what I remember of this collection. But these are definitely some well-loved highlighters for me. I think I've been using the more rose gold one recently though, because you all know I love a rose gold moment, so I love a rose gold highlighter. I wish people would make more of them. So that brings me into the ones from Fenty. I love the highlighter she came out with this year. This is Yum Rum and Rich Honey. So I feel like Rich Honey would go really nicely with Trophy Wife, and this is what Yum Rum looks like. As you can see, it's giving more of a rose gold type effect, which I was excited about because I put this with the Tom Ford rose gold highlighter and just get that little extra oomph, or put it with the highlighter from Rare Beauty. That's what I meant to shout out. Her blushes, her shimmery blushes are very nice. I have the shade Truth, and I forgot the peachy tone one I have, but I like both of those, so I meant to put those in here, but it was in the bathroom and I forgot to pull it out. But this is what Rich Honey looks like. As you can see, to me this just looks like a more bronzy version of Trophy Wife without the extra sparkly glitter. So I feel like if you wanted to tone down Trophy Wife and you have this one, you can combine both of those and you can still get a little bit of the glitter in Trophy Wife-esque without getting the Trophy Wife-esque color, because this would be your base and you just put Trophy Wife on top to not make it look as glittery and boom pound in your face. That's personally what I do with this combination. I really enjoy it, so I really like having it for that reason. Now, I think I bought a shade of Charlotte Tilbury highlighter this year. I bought the Pillow Talk one in this packaging, which is the Hollywood Glow Guide Face Architect highlighter. I brought the wrong one though, because I brought the ones I had from the year before, which is Bronze Glow and Rose Gold Glow. So I'm not going to show the inside because you've seen those before and heard me talk about these last year. I grabbed the wrong one by accident, but I did buy that one, I feel like, at the end of last year, beginning of this year, and that's why I wanted to show, because I do like the formula of her highlighters. So when it comes to highlighters, I usually like the Dior ones, the Charlotte Tilbury. I like the Pat McGrath ones, and the Natasha Denona ones when it comes to like more luxury high-end ones. I haven't tried the Valentino one yet. We'll do that when my order comes in from Sephora. But next we have the Gucci Glow highlighter. I got the shade Warm Bronze just because the more pinkyish rose gold shade look like it's gonna have the wrong undertone and give like a white cast and make me look ashy. So I stuck to the one I figured worked best for me. Plus I feel like I could blend it in with a lot of other highlighters that I have. So this is the one I felt like worked best for me. I feel like I could put this on, put the Mahogany blush on from Dior, or the Bronze Glow blush on from Dior, and this would be a perfect like summer highlighter for me. So that's why I picked the shade I picked. Plus when I bought this, it was summertime, so it made sense to buy that shade. I wanted to try that formula. They had the standard shades. I didn't want to get a gold, so I decided to get a bronze so I could, you know, have one of those no makeup highlighters, if you will. The last ones I have to talk about. Now I pair these together. Now I don't necessarily support this brand anymore because they don't want to pay content creators that are my skin tone, but I didn't want to lie and be like, oh, I just use this product on its own and just show this product and not show the other product I do use it with. I have already paid for this product, so obviously I'm not going to return it. I'm not going to be throwing it away in protest. I just know where to not put my money in the future. But I have these two products here. So I've been using the Yummy Skin Unbothered highlighter a lot. I really love the tone of this. As you can see, it's a nice pink sparkly one. This dries down to like more of a like powdery formula after you put it on the skin, so I really like to rub that on with stippling brush. Then I'll go over it with the Patrick Ta highlighter in Daddy. Now I hate the cream formula here. I think the cream formula here is absolutely horrible. Occasionally I'll mix it in with the one from, you know, Danessa Myricks and wear them together, and then just put this shade Daddy on top on the bottom, because I feel like the highlighter powder here I do really like. I just hate the cream in it. As you can see, it's like moving around and doing that weird putty thing, and I absolutely hate that. So this is one of those where I wish he did it separately, just like people wish he did the powder for underneath the eyes or on the face separately from the cream compact foundation. And maybe he will do that in the future for people who are interested. I'm personally not, but you know, I know I said in my video I would, and that's something I wanted. That was before I saw the video about him not properly paying African American content creators. So it's like, I don't really care what he does anymore. Like, I'm done with it. After I heard all that, I was like, it's a wrap. And the fact that they didn't like deny it, they were like, oh, we reached out to the content creator and blah blah blah. So I'm just like, yeah, no, I don't want to know anymore. I really don't. But those are the things I had to talk about in today's video. Comment down below and tell me if you've tried any of these products this year, or any of the dupes that I gave you all in this video, and you like the dupe more than you like the actual product. Because I personally like some of the dupes just as much as I like the actual product. And it's like, if it comes down to it, I would obviously buy the dupe. And in this economy, I always try to make sure I find you all dupes. So make sure you hit the subscribe button if you love a good dupe moment. And if you like more vlogs, lifestyle content, cooking, couponing, and vlogs, then make sure you look at my membership down below. I have a lot of that, along with just some exclusive content when I've gone to pop-up events for brands I work with and things like that. Make sure you check that out down below. But have a great day and be blessed, girl. Bye. The fun doesn't have to stop here. Let's be friends over on Instagram to check out the latest fashion, fragrance, and palette comparisons. Make sure you head on over and follow me over on Instagram. I can't wait to see you guys over there. I got a lot of fun things planned, and you get a nice little insight into my everyday life in addition to what you know me for. So make sure you follow me over there, and I can't wait to see you over there. Have a great day.